final victory for the Constitution, the separation of powers, and the rule of law. In striking down the excessive use of nationwide injunctions to interfere with the normal functioning of the executive branch, the Supreme Court has stopped the presidency itself. That's what they've done. And really, it's been an amazing period of time. This last hour, there are people elated all over the country. I've seen such happiness and spirit. Sometimes you don't see that, but this case is very important. I was elected on a historic mandate, but in recent months we've seen a handful of radical left judges effectively try to overrule the rightful powers of the president to stop the American people from getting the policies that they voted for in record numbers. It was a grave threat to democracy, frankly, and instead of merely ruling on the immediate cases before them, these judges have attempted to dictate the law for the entire nation. In practice, this meant that if any one of the nearly 700 federal judges disagreed with the policy of a duly elected president of the United States, he or she could block that policy from going into effect or at least delay it for many years, tie it up in the court system. This was a colossal abuse of power which never occurred in American history prior to recent decades, and we've been hit with more nationwide injunctions than were issued in the entire 20th century together. Think of it, more than the entire 20th century. Me. I'm grateful to the Supreme Court for stepping in and solving this very, very big and complex problem, and they've made it very simple. I want to thank Justice Barrett, who wrote the opinion brilliantly, as well as Chief Justice Roberts, and Justices Alito, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Thomas. Great people. Thanks for this decision, and thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with numerous policies that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis. And some of the cases we're talking about would be ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation. This was, in fact, it was the same date, the exact same date, the end of the Civil War. It was meant for the babies of slaves, and it's so clean and so obvious. But this lets us go there and finally win that case, because hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason. It was meant for the babies of slaves. So thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with these numerous policies, and those that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis, including birthright citizenship, ending sanctuary city funding, suspending refugee resettlement, freezing unnecessary funding, stopping federal taxpayers from paying for transgender surgeries, and numerous other priorities of the American people. We have so many of them. I have a whole list. I'm not going to bore you, and I'm going to have Pam get up and say a few words, but there's really, she can talk as long as she wants, because it's a very important decision. This is a decision that covers a tremendous amount of territory. But I want to just thank again the Supreme Court for this ruling. It's a giant. It's a giant. And they should be very proud, and our country should be very proud of the Supreme Court.
So in this video, literally, the President Trump is saying that the birthright citizenship, the right to have a citizenship in America, if you're born in America, regardless whether your parents are American born or not, or American citizen or not. So as a child, if you're born in America, automatically used to get their citizenship. So right now, he's literally saying, literally this law was passed during that time. The founding fathers, it was meant for the black slavery children, descendants of the slaves at that time. So the Black Americans, Foundation of Black Americans originally, those guys are very, very safe. They are American citizens. They are recognized by the law of the country in America, so they are safe. the Latino community, the Asian community who came to America, and they were given birth in America, but their parents were not originally American citizen. That's a problem, and that's basically what they're discussing. And if the bill is passed through, if the other states also, come up with their own changes, so they are going to literally remove this law, because for the longest time America has been fighting, migration. You are seeing people crossing from the Mexican border, you can see Mexican themselves, you can see Chinese who are using that border, you can see other races using that border, because Mexico is just next door to America. So people literally are traveling, or should I say they're flying in from other countries, then they are dropping in Mexican country. Then once they are in Mexico City, then they start, moving their way to American border between America and Mexico, and then find their way inside America itself. And then from there, then they apply for the asylum, and then of course they get these other privileges of America, and so forth. So America for the longest time have tried so hard to fight this migration. So when this current administration came to power, one of their pillars they ran for on campaign day was they're going to fight migrants who are not documented. And also they did mention about the citizenship of America, the birthright citizenship. They also mentioned that they're going to fight it. And right now we are seeing literally what they promised during the campaign time. That's what they're applying and they're implementing, and we can see. So we can see the policies are being implemented, and now if other states carrying on these the policies and implement them, then it automatically becomes a law onto itself. So yes, the Black American folks, foundational American folks, this law was literally meant to safeguard descendants of slavery who are literally the Black Americans as we know now. They're safe. They cannot be deported. They are part and parcel of America. But if you're a Latino, if you're an Asian, if you are from other races, and most of probably your parents, both your parents are not citizens of America, and you were born in America, right now they're saying that automatic citizenship they're going to remove it. So people need to come up with other ways of getting that American citizenship. How about go the right way? How about apply for the green card? How about apply for the other types of visas, so that when you go to America, then as a result of that, then you go through the process, and then start the application to become American citizen. Besides of course marriage, and of course the one everybody knows about is the green card, and of course the marriage way, and of course there are also other ways where you can get the American citizenship. But the one which is very, very popular used to be the birthright to get the American citizenship, where you go in America, then you give birth to your child in America, so automatically your child gets the American citizenship. That's what people used to get. That's what people used to do, and majority of people used to abuse that. That's the reason why there was a lot of a booming market of, they call it giving birth, business in America. It was booming. People travel in America when they're pregnant, they settle in America for those couple of months, then they give birth in America, and then after that, once the child is given birth, and then they go back to their original home country, ensuring that their child gets the American citizenship. So America, they're trying to do away with it. But the people who are very safe, they are not having any issue whatsoever. They're basically Black Americans, of course Native Americans, and of course American born by both by parents who are both Americans, or one of the parent is American citizen by status. Yeah. So let me know what you think about this video. Do you agree with it? And let me know, drop your comments. I'd love to hear from you guys, and please subscribe to my channel.